We are live, Jessica.
Jessica, we're
Jessica,
live.
we're
Let's go.
Hey Dlazzers! Welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us as usual, loyal Dlazzers, loyal subscribers.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. And to our new subbies, because you've subbed at this stage, we hope you enjoyed it, you guys, and we hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And always please share with your friends, with your aunties, with your goggles, with your coolies. Just share far and wide, please.
So today, Dlazzers, what we are getting up to is a Pinot Noir tasting. We thought it's time to just have a focus session where we let you know everything there is to know about this grape, why we love it, where it originates from, and everything in between. So we really hope you enjoy getting to know this grape and getting to understand why you should be drinking this wine a lot more.
Well, today we have a bit of a hefty lineup, but really cool Pinot Noir classics. South African Pinot Noir classics. So let's get to it.
Without any further ado.
Oh, so deliciously smelling.
Alright.
Oh, that first sip, guys.
Oh,
I ingena.
Whoa, bootleg. Are you going through something, young lady? In our glasses right now, we have the Ataraxia Pinot Noir 2017. Hey, Kevin Grant.
Also, we miss you, Kev.
Yeah,
I mean-
yo.
So yeah, we are actually so mesmerized, like taken off track by how good this is. But just to get into it and start with the basics. So Pinot Noir is a red grape that is of Burgundy origin. So it is a French grape, but it's now grown all around the world, including South Africa. And I must say, we've got some heavy hitters in this country. In as much as a lot of people still say the most glorious expression of a Pinot Noir is experiencing it in Burgundy, we're doing a really great job in South Africa, and we'll get into sort of the climate areas around this a little bit later. Something notable about a Pinot Noir, and I'm not sure if you can see our glasses, but it's considerably sort of less pigmented than the red wines that you know, and that also translates into its tannin structure. It's a lot softer on the tannins, and generally just sort of more easy drinking. And on the nose, although we've had a lot of different Pinot Noirs actually, but typically, and I suppose the younger it is, you'll get sort of a certain sweetness to it, sometimes a bit of a herbaceousness, and the older it gets, I think we usually get a lot of smoke, like barbecue and you know, that fire kind of energy. But I think this is a relatively young one, so it's showing those very fresh and almost flowery, perfumey kind of notes. And yeah, Oaks, that's pretty much like the staple basic things about a Pinot. And I think a reason that a lot of people love it, including ourselves, is that it's very elegant, equally complex though.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it just has this, just like, I don't know, like just a nice gal to be drinking, especially in summer. So yeah.
Gal is the word.
And that's what I'm feeling about this Ataraxia Pinot Noir. It's elegant. You know what I mean? You're getting just enough for you to classify it as a Pinot Noir, but it is so subtle in its delivery. Really just a lady girl. Okay.
I have to make a special shout out to the nose on this specific Pinot Noir. I mean,
Where's it taking you?
it's just alive. Do you get me? Like it smells like it looks is the best way for
Sure.
like, to bring it out and express it. It's like it smells ruby ready. It smells, you know, a little bit of floral. That herbaceousness is like it's there, but it's like not overpowering. But the ruby redness is like there.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of cherry. But like raspberry.
Yeah.
It's very raspberry to me.
without being like sweet.
Yes.
in a sense. Yeah.
Mm.
I really enjoy the color. That's all. I think that's my favorite thing about Pinot. Most definitely the color.
In our last video, we tasted a Grenache Rosé, and in our Black Owned Wines video, that a lot of people liked the tweets and Instagram post to, but actually didn't watch the video.
Shade.
So we tasted a Grenache Rosé, and one of the points that we made was that it was so clear that it was a Grenache based off the perfume. So I think that light-bodied reds do well with perfume, but a Pinot Noir also delivers on, like, it's wet, damp forest, right? And I'm for sure like getting that from from this. And also I was getting like mushroom from this for some reason. So I'm guessing a mushroom
Like that
risotto
one that's
would do
still in the
super
ground,
well.
hey?
Yeah, literally in the ground. It's wet, it's dewy and shit like that. It's, oh my God, like, it's
You know
super-
what's killing me about
super
this is
humid.
that, like, we're in this moment, and I'm just wondering if you guys are listening to this and thinking, wait, damn forest, what the F?
It's giving
Like-
Dubanin. It's giving in the Amazon. Okay, that's
You've been there?
that's what.
Survivor.
I've been to Dubanin, so I've been to the Amazon. But yeah, so that to me is the distinct characteristic of a Pinot Noir. For sure, a fragrant thing going on, but it's not floral. It's not kind of perfume in the sense that you think about perfume typically, but there is some sort of dewiness and nature kind of thing that comes in or through a Pinot Noir.
It'll be interesting to compare with the others.
Yeah.
Actually, as we go along.
Well,
On
as
that note-
Stefan Modisana likes to say, taste, let's see. Okay.
Let's move on to the next.
On to the next Pinot Noir.
We are on to.
Sorry.
Oh, sweet and nicer. Ooh, delicious. More my type.
Pinot Noir
More
makes
damp.
me feel like I'm not drinking alcohol
Ah.
sometimes.
We are on to wine number 2, and this is the Paul Cluver 2018 Pinot Noir. What are the girls feeling?
It's giving my type.
Totes, it's
Size yam.
It's size yam, guys.
To me, this is, and I don't wanna yuck anyone's yum, because I think that everyone has a different style to making wines. But to me, this is delivering a little bit more on Pinot Noir characteristics. Just in terms of like the dampness, I'm getting that more. I'm not in a bad way, guys, at all, but it's giving cupboard damp rot,
Please,
moldiness.
Okay, now definitely want to go buy it.
it.
Now I
No,
definitely want to
but-
go buy it.
I mean, you're really selling yourself.
No, but guys, am I lying? If you smell this, is it not a cupboard that
And
you
yes,
need
it
to
currently did.
immediately need to replace or
Yes,
something?
shame.
Am
You're
I wrong?
actually not lying.
It's like
And- Yeah.
something that is still not 100% dry. I
Yes,
think
yes.
and you can smell that. Man.
It's not, but that's the kind of, I mean, because we live in suburbia, Joburg suburbia. That's the kind of next thing that we can equate this thing. If you live in a forest, we
Guys, have
can
you
get
just
all
never been to a
poetic.
Have
we-
you?
Before we go on about what we're tasting in this specific wine, I think it's important for us to speak about the perfect climate or the most suitable climate in which to make a Pinot Noir. So Pinot Noirs thrive in cool climate regions. So for us in South Africa, that would be something like the Algan region or Himalayan Ada. Himalayan Ada is notorious for Pinot Noirs. And really, let's just get technical for a little bit, okay? So,
Let's get technical.
I love that jingle. So cool climate, really, a climate is sometimes or mostly determined by the current of the ocean. And in cool climate regions, specifically in the Western Cape, you're ruled by the Agulhas current and the Benguela current. So that's like Montague and Capulet. And they're meeting, and instead of a war, they're just creating Romeo and Juliet magic.
That's very cute.
So we're up, okay, we're on top, and because Pinot Noir grape is so temperamental, I want to say, because it has such thin skins, you need a kind of climate that is able to kind of foster that kind of skin. So when you get a Pinot Noir, you're trying to create higher, or rather you're trying to maintain higher acidities in the wine.
I think also the fact that like Pinots are notoriously difficult to make, as you mentioned, because it needs all these conditions, is why there aren't like that many, and why people don't drink them as much. So I think what's nice about that is that there's always like a handful to pick from. It's not like this huge category. So yeah.
A random fact on Pinot Noirs, and you guys speaking on its rarity and the difficulty to obviously grow the grape and rear it to become a good Pinot Noir. It's our 13th most planted grape. So I mean, that means there are 12 other grapes in South Africa that are planted a lot more than a Pinot Noir. So it just adds to the fact of like how hard and like incredibly, delicate the making of a Pinot Noir is.
But onto Paul Cluver specifically, I really, really love that earthworm, herbaceous, damp soil cupboard that you mentioned earlier, that you get on the nose. But once you taste it, it's like completely different. It's like the opposite, which I really, really love. And I love that sort of surprise you get in wine. I think in general, like you don't actually know. It's not a IYK It's like you actually don't know anything. Yeah. Don't assume, don't think you know just because you smelled something. It will never taste the way it actually.
I'm like overwhelmed by this, but not overwhelmed in a bad way, just definition of the word, but by savouriness. It's like salty for me. Like literally salt of the earth. So very interesting.
I feel like I get that at the end.
Maybe. Yes, sure.
Yeah, my front mouth is very like sweeter, actually a lot sweeter than the first one, and then the finish is very like savory. But yeah, I just wanted to know what an earthworm smells like. Like, did you take it out of the ground?
Look, it's very personal. We've discussed this.
I was just checking.
Yeah, Bona. So in PE.
Because you don't seem like a girl who likes to. I used to play in mud, but did you?
I'm neat and tidy, babe.
Exactly, babe.
That's what I girdle. No, but in PE most, I've never seen them anywhere else. It used to rain a lot, and when it's damp, obviously I'd only ever see them usually at school. It's not necessarily muddy, but quite damp soil, and like you could see the earthworms start coming out of the soil. So that's why I always associated with. Because that's the only time an earthworm would come out. No, of course,
It seems like the kind of wine, Pinot Noir in general, that you should put into your compost to make it more.
Please stop.
Have a light.
Also, honorable mention, because I don't know what I'm going through right now, but sometimes you think a wine, it's light-bodied, whatever, elegant, cute, and that means that it's a light. I can't lie to guys. Dlazzers.
Not that.
The low alcohol part of just like technicality is throwing me down because you've lied.
Yeah.
It's just like, why does it weak?
It just means nothing.
Yeah, it means very little to me personally.
It means nothing.
But that 0.5, it's very non-differential. This is a delicate
Slipping through my fingers all the time.
And I love that delicateness. I love that energy of it.
Absolutely.
Like that I'm so sad.
It's very bougie.
Like I love that.
Every time, like when you read up stuff on it, it's very like classy. Like people who know what they're about.
Yeah.
Sophisticated. Those are always the adjectives associated with Pinot.
Yeah.
And also just like, because we're in the summertime, a really great red for some guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just like, and you guys know this already about us. Like we drink Pinot Noir in the summer. Please, brilliant.
It also just tastes cold. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Chilled.
It tastes like a cold red wine.
Cool climate.
Let's move on to number 3. Yo, it's giving like
Yo.
yabona le label guys inalanda ba hlenedi
Lekala.
and you just drinking
Oh, guys,
the
my
wine.
friends batanda in Taiwan, ne?
And that's just so cool, guys.
And DDL. Anyway.
Awancuma.
Also, it was on a DL cherry.
Hello.
Say yay, guys.
Mahula, I can't.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Saturday next week. Yes.
On to number 3, and it is the Creation Pinot Noir 2020. This just won the best one, huh? In South Africa.
In Africa.
In Africa.
So, I mean, Deb Slother, big things are gone.
And yaza yamnandi iwayini.
We
Yes.
now enjoy.
Yo. I'm liking this. It's giving plum.
Definitely plums.
And like ripe plum, a nice one.
It's giving Christmas, to be quite honest.
Equal
you know
spice,
what?
Spice of life.
You're so right, eh?
Spice of life is
It's
present.
giving eggnog, it's giving cumin, it's giving star anise.
Eggnog,
Let's
Tommy.
go.
Do you drink
All I want
eggnog
for
on our
Christmas is yao.
It's an African
Okay.
Christmas. You drink eggnog?
Cookie trifle. We African
Cinnamon.
Christmas.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
There's cinnamon kind of things going on in here. It's actually like, it's got the
Warm
spices
spices.
of a Syrah without it being a Syrah.
Guys,
like
a
this.
really cool thing actually about Pinot Noirs is that obviously, as Pal and Butle mentioned, that the grape, well, the origin of this grape is in Burgundy. That's when, well, if you have a Burgundian.
Dia.
But it's such a great grape because it's versatile. It's got a wide variety all over the world, like Germany, US, France, obviously, SA,
America.
Chile,
Australia.
Australia, like you name it. Like if you're traveling, it is. I think it's one of the best sort of staples to have if you're really looking for a nice wine. You just know that a Pinot is going to be good everywhere. So it's pretty much perfect. It's the queen.
I do not dispute it.
I didn't know I liked Pinot this much.
Yo,
You know,
this
told me
is the
and
top
the
3 for
core.
me.
I've always known I liked it, but
This is the top 3.
just as
Imnandi Pinot Noir,
keep
guys.
Palendo, man. This is what I've been needing in my life for weeks.
Yeah.
I think I'm like, what I'm discovering about myself on this wine journey with Wineish is that I really do appreciate light-bodied reds. I like, there's a space and time for Bordeaux's or like heavy-bodied kind of reds, but I just like the single varietal reds that really do stick out to me. The light-bodied ones. Like, I'm not gonna drink a Merlot. Not drinking any fucking Merlot. But
What?
Here we go again.
What's wrong with you?
but like these kind of things really stick out because there's so much going on. There's so much
Yeah.
like complexity. Like
Yeah.
you're telling me so much about yourself. Do you know what I mean? You have a personality, really. So
And you're not going to stand for bullshit.
I'm not at all because I am a gal. Okay.
You know?
To get married. To get married.
Absolutely.
It also feels very new age. I don't know
Yeah.
what to say. And then just add Syrah there because I don't know what's going
I
on.
love
Oh,
Syrah.
But it feels-
sometimes.
Yeah, it feels very new age wine drinking. Like
Yeah.
Pinot, Grenache Noir, Cinsault, like that lineup for me feels like the label is gonna be something cool. And it's gonna have a different name. And then like the
And they're
winemaker
gonna be
doesn't
natural.
the winemaker doesn't even have their own farm.
Yeah.
They just be making like 200 bottles.
Yeah.
Buying grapes from the
Oh, they're buying
Melanie.
grapes from the
Yeah.
Milanese and then from like News and Johnson. So, do you get me? That's the feeling I
Bosman.
get. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are totally the feelings I get with like all those kind of reds and then just add Syrah to the end because it's
Ipinomani, there's just like, there's so much intrigue, you know. Every time you order it, you know, wherever you are, it's like, ooh, what's gonna happen today? Like, what's this gonna taste like? You know, like element, man. So
I
it's
was
like,
no was
you
by
know,
what you're going to encounter.
of which I love that. It's fun. It's a lot of exploration. And I just need to segue right this minute into Creation Wine South Africa.
Goated, I'm afraid.
Did you even make it fun, your segue?
Goated, I'm
I couldn't
afraid.
get to my segue. I just, yeah.
That is a segue though. That is a segue.
Thank you.
JC, no CM.
Yo.
IYK.
YK.
Goated, I'm afraid.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The creation brand embodies like the kind of description we've given about Pinot Noir today. It's just pure elegance and equally complexity and artistry. I just, you know, it's so fitting that they would make a Pinot. I mean, besides the fact that they're based in Hermanus, but I love the pairing.
Even when we're pouring it, it's so much deeper in color. It goes against so many of the rules of a Pinot Noir. And it gives the variety so much more depth and character in this wine. So before, I'm happy to drink these wines just as like I'm drinking them alone, and it's great that those wines can stand on their own. But here, I want something to eat, like whether I'm willing to go as far as a white meat with this.
But it's actually a very versatile grape. That's the thing about Pinot, is that what makes it so nice is that you can actually have it with red or white meat. You can actually have it with any kind of food, especially like a mushroom risotto. You can have chicken. You can actually have seafood. It's so.
But for me, I'm enjoying the intensity.
Actually.
In this Pinot, where like honestly, if I was to get this in a blind tasting, I'm not too sure I'd say it's Pinot.
Yeah.
Really? What would you
I
say?
think the only thing that would point to it is the nose, but mouthfeel wise and even finish, I'd be confused.
Yeah.
I
it is a
wouldn't
lot
know.
more serious, for sure.
Well,
on to the next one.
On to the next.
On to the last. On to the last.
Let me know when you're
on
done,
to the
so
last
I
one.
can do what I have to do.
Double your money. I'm making stacks.
Sure.
I got a million ways to get it.
Choose
wisely. Bring it back.
Okay, to be fair, it's a banger.
It is.
To be fair, it's a
I was
fucking
gonna
banger.
let you finish. Sorry.
What is happening?
Different.
Kwendagalan.
Kwendagalan.
Okay, no, but
Okay.
to be fair, we're also tasting a natural wine.
Fine. And we're changing regions.
Masi? No, not quite.
Not really.
Okay,
It's behind Himmelenadder.
It's Alden.
Is it?
Yep. Says Figile Ekuneni. We are now at the end. Anyway, our last wine is the 1900 Battle of Spioenkop 2016 Pinot Noir. Sorry, it's a mouthful, but it's Spioenkop, and I think that's the most important part to note.
As this is
Daniel.
a 2016, hey?
I guess. Because
I mean, color.
I can smell it from here.
I
Just
guess.
saying.
color, rim, everything.
Yeah,
This is-
color,
But
charm.
this
Look at the
is
rim, guys.
to me.
The smell was a bit aggressive in the beginning.
And I like that word because
Because we all said whoa.
yeah.
So sitting this like. No, I don't even think that's tannins. I think that's
Velcro.
drogness.
Guys.
Let's just.
I
When
actually
the
love this,
smell-
I'm not gonna lie.
When the nose and the mouth give you two different things.
Yeah.
That is what this is about for me, because Andy Geti Lendi,
Yeah.
but I love it.
But let's be fair, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that lentuka Spioenkop, I do think they do izinto ezi outsret, you know, retro. So already, the expression of this Pinot Noir is along that line. It's very different to everything that we've tasted. It is strong and certain.
Those are nice words.
Yeah.
We've had different wines from this brand that have been also very like different actually. So a Semillon Gris from this brand that has been not a Semillon at all. So I think their brand is like point of difference. It is less refined.
Yeah.
but it's not, and it's giving me rough and tough.
Rough and tough.
But honestly, I'm not upset.
I'm not mad about it.
It's just more robust and.
I feel like I'm tasting I feel like I'm walking the vines and going and picking a grape and being like,
eating it.
okay.
It's it's like you said, I think unrefined is definitely the word, but it's also just a little bit more robust. Like everything's just a lot more
Yeah.
But it's like being in boxing class without a sequence. Got it wrong. It's just you're kind of figuring shit out, but it's cool, but it's nice. Like you're having a good time. It's a good time. But it doesn't have the rules. Like you're not set on sequence and you're not perfect. You're not really on every duck, but it's fun and it's cool.
Like it gives you something to talk about, which is always nice actually.
Absolutely. An important conversation to have at an educational note is what kind of people who would enjoy Pinot Noir. Obviously, we can't tell you what to enjoy and not to enjoy because it's important to try everything and figure everything out. But I think an important misconception and idea that I think we also do have about wines like Pinot Noir, which are obviously lighter reds, we'd like to act like they are the bridge between red and white, but in reality, they're not quite. In fact, because a Pinot Noir is such an elegant, I know who I am kind of lady, confident drink. It's quite big, actually, bigger than you'd like to think because of the tannins and because of how well it holds its own, but also the delicacy of how it's made, all of those elements basically bring it to be quite a bigger than it seems kind of wine. So because it looks lighter and obviously seems like an easier drink doesn't mean it's an easier drink. In fact, pretty much people who enjoy Cabernet Sauvignon are most likely to enjoy a Pinot Noir. Yes, but that
makes sense.
It mostly comes down to the tannic structure.
Okay.
I mean, the savoriness versus the sweetness, whatever, I think is quite varied in Pinot Noirs, but obviously that dampness and the depth. But the depth and the tannins are basically what determines what people like about a Pinot Noir. Nice. Because those are the most consistent characteristics of a Pinot Noir. And therefore people who enjoy, a Cabernet, which is very tanninic and it's usually quite big and bold in what it does and in its characteristics, not necessarily always sweet. Can be savory, can be many things, but always tannic, always bold and bodied. Generally do enjoy a Pinot Noir as their light wine drink. So I mean, we can say summer, but summer's relative kind of thing. So Americans love this as just a general drink. It's what big wine drinking Americans.
Is summer subjective or relative? Is it?
And I don't know. I don't know, and that's what I'm saying. We like to say, we say, collectively we say, this is a summer red, right? But in wine drinking world, Burgundy, in Burgundy, they're gonna drink this one. In the winter too, if we're being honest. They have more winter than they do summer. Yeah.
And speaking about the kind of person who likes to drink this wine, and I'm so bad at this, but I'm so specific about what I pair Pinot Noirs with. So I guess it's a topic for me.
Go ahead.
Definitely duck, like 100%. And along the line of duck, I think it's just white meat. It just works so well, man. And you just want it tender, and with some sort of plummy sauce or even apple, just some sort of fruity element to the dish. It works really, really well for me in that regard. Like I'll never ever have duck and not have a Pinot Noir.
Crazy.
But also in general for me, Asian food, noodles, and I suppose because Asian food has a lot of like duck options and white meat, pork, that kind of thing. I guess that's why it works for me in that sense.
Anyways, because I think white meat in that way is a little bit more gamey, and I think a Pinot Noir, like it's gamey in itself. Like you want something.
I want to say ostrich.
Yeah,
an ostrich salad. Very specifically an
understand
ostrich salad, like in a salad, where there's that freshness, but there's also that intense ostrich, very still red inside.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
So, Dlazzers, we're at the end of telling you everything there is to know, that we know at least, about Pinot Noir. And Yazimani, red has red has this association of being like hectic, serious, I don't want to drink it, it's hot, things like that. And I think Pinot just comes in and does such a blissful surprise and it's a lot cooler. As Camilla was saying, like it feels cold, and it's a lot lighter in general. So yeah, it's something to just test out if you are feeling anti-red.
It's never what you think it really is. Just there's always that weird relationship between the nose and the palate. So I think if you really want to go for something unexpected or something that you feel that you think you know but you don't know, definitely go for a Pinot.
Yeah, and that's that on that. Ciao.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope you've learned so much about Pinot Noirs, and hopefully what you can go out into the world and taste about Pinot Noirs. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to share with your friends. And also, as always, don't forget to
Selang Moa.